All right, guys, I want to welcome you to the Kayak Fishing Raw podcast, episode 52. We got here Marlon Matt with us from Deep Blue Kayak Fishing, and we got Freddie being annoying as ever. Fred, how's it going, buddy? Matt, good to see you.
Good to be back here.
What's up, bro?
Not much, man. It's been working. It's been busy out there. Fishy.
Yeah. You said you've been out there for like months straight without days off.
Months? Yeah. It's I don't even know what month it is right now. What day is it?
Yeah, this is what we want to hear. So, Fred, so for the last podcast when we were talking with Ryan, right, with the $10,000 kayak and he sold the $12,000, we were talking about the sport, right, and how it's growing and how it kind of changed a little bit, right? Yeah, so it's great having Matt here because this is another element of somebody that's in the business, that's doing charters. And so, Matt, why don't you tell us basically, when did you start doing it? You've competed in the tournaments for years. Me and you have become good friends over the years. So I've watched it grow.
Yep.
And just give me a little insight on your business, what you do, how many days you do it, and how it's grown.
Yeah, so 2014 is when myself and Eric started it. But really the last 3 years is when it's kind of just taken off. We're literally every single day, and I'm not just saying that. We're literally out there every single day, especially summer months. May, June, July, August, September. It's literally every day for us out there. Conditions are great. Seas are flat. It's prime for offshore kayak fishing. That's why you got your SummerSlam series.
This is it. Yeah,
prime time coming up here. It's just watching the sport over the past 3 years. Just keep going to another level. Yeah. And I don't even think it's even close to peaking yet. I really don't. I still think it's just the start. I do. It's just people are now just starting to realize what offshore kayak fishing is. Now, there's kayak fishing all over the country, all over the world, but like the offshore is different. There's only a very small. There's only a few areas where you can do it. And I really believe, and I'm definitely partial to this area, but I think we have probably the best offshore kayak fishing, just like area.
Sorry,
you screwed me up
I
there.
messed with his mic.
I don't know what he was doing there.
I touched his nipple.
No, I know what you're saying. Like
it's the best. Yeah. It's by far the best waters, I think. Just think about what you can catch out there. Sailfish is probably the second most common catch we get out there. King mackerel first, obviously. Of
course.
But to have sailfish, your second most common catch, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That still is crazy to me.
And when you talk to people from like out of state, right? As you know, we get so many people from out of state, and that first sailfish tournament with the Oklahoma boys.
Yeah.
Me coming from New Jersey, when I came to South Florida for college and I caught my first sailfish, it was like one of the biggest rushes of my life because I never caught a billfish. I never even could dream of catching a billfish a mile out. We have to go to the canyons 150 miles out in New Jersey just to even sniff a billfish.
Yeah.
So, to have that opportunity here, to be in the location that we are at, I really think that's helped us grow as well.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Being in Florida, it's just a family vacation destination. It's affordable for everybody to come here, And also, it's not just the people in the States now. It's people that are coming from overseas. We get a lot of people from Germany, UK. They come over here on their vacations. They come to Florida. Again, it's the vacation destination.
Right.
This is the spot to be. So you got Miami, you got the Keys, you got Fort Lauderdale, you got Orlando.
Sure.
Even like Tampa, Jacksonville, we get those people coming down here, making the trip down to fish. So it's kind of the perfect storm. You got everything that you need right here.
we also don't have like a season, right? You can really come here and fish any month of the year, and you're not going to freeze your ass off.
Nope.
You can catch those same fish. They come in thicker, like sort of
conditions vary.
Yeah.
Obviously
But
summer months you got the best conditions for it.
We do have like fishing seasons, I would say, with wintertime with the sailfish.
Well, no. What I mean is you can always go out and fish.
Yeah,
of course.
Something out there. Because if you live, for instance, in New Jersey, the only thing they do is striper fish or those little
fluke.
And that's it. And so in the summer there's fluke. But dude, if it's winter, call it a wrap. You're not going out.
Cod fishing, maybe?
Even our guys, like in Texas,
Black
right?
fishing?
Like they have
a small season.
They have a window for the year.
Right.
So they're not going offshore in December and January, February, right? They have to wait until the summer, and we don't have that. We can do this in January through December.
Not only that, but even Kevin from Texas was even telling me when we were going to do our event there, he's like, listen, even in the summertime, it gets really choppy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, here we got such an awesome weather pattern, I would say, for the summer, because you wake up at 4 a.m. and it's calm. Even if it's blowing 20 by noon, you could still get out there, catch a sailfish, call it a day. And that's...
Yeah, like today was probably, it was slick, calm, glass morning, afternoon picks up, probably blowing 13 to 16, but like it's not bad at all. It's a little bit of chop, you come in and you're done.
It's not undoable.
Yeah,
it's manageable.
Yeah.
There are places like Hawaii is probably a place that you can fish all year round, but you can't go there. I mean, it's a 6-hour flight.
Yeah, it's
is
easy.
It a
you have
6-hour
Florida
flight?
here. Everybody comes to
more
Florida.
than that, isn't it?
Well, from here it is, but like from California, I think it's a 6-hour flight, 5 hours. It's a long way.
Yeah.
So it's also super expensive, and you can't take a kayak there. You can't just drive from, if you happen to be the guy in Oklahoma, for instance, you could just pack up and take a week off and drive here with your kayak.
Right.
You can't do that in Hawaii.
Yep.
And with your business, how much growth, let's say in the past year, have you seen?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, we can't really be any busier. Like, we're doubled up every day. So, like, I have a group, Eric has a group, and just we're starting to turn people away. We're almost to that next level of expanding because we just can't, it's definitely a seasonal thing for sure. It's not like, I'm not going to say we're sold out doubled up in December. We're not. But, for the prime season, which is funny because you think of the prime season in Florida, you think wintertime. But people that come down here, our kids, our families that, their kids are on summer break. They're from Georgia, Carolinas, kind of up the East Coast, and they come down to Florida for their vacation summertime. So those summer months, I look at the prime season for like May, June, July, August, and we're as full maxed out as can be, and it's starting to trickle over into the slower months, fall, wintertime. We're still doing 20, 25 trips.
What are you doing, Fred?
I already have some stuff on you.
Fred, thank you.
Fred's touching Joe.
Just cleaning you. You're like my baby monkey.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm picking at you.
But
Sorry,
the growth though, from, kind of look at where it was in 2015, I would say it's...
That's when you started,
that
right?
was, 2014 is when we started, but really 2015 is when we started really doing charters, and then 16 was a great year. I was like on cloud 9 after 2016. I'm like, this is great. We're doing so many charters, and now it's like 2000, and then 2017 was just like I think we did 40% more charters that month or that year. So I was like, oh, this is great. And then now we're probably going to do about another 30% more. So it just keeps going up, and there's only so many days in the year that you can go out.
Right.
We're maxed out right now, and it's word's out about this fishery now. Between the extreme events that literally lay the foundation. I remember when I moved here in 2008. The extreme events were, when you started, the first one was 2010, I believe, right?
Yeah.
2010. And just that was kind of the start of offshore kayak fishing, and nobody even knew what offshore kayak fishing was. I mean, they thought it was a joke. They really did.
Man.
And that was the annoying part of it, is people kind of making it out to be a joke, and then now it's not a joke. I mean, now 8 years later, we get guys it's legit, 100%. And we get so many guys that have boats, even some local guys that want to go out and catch the sailfish from a kayak.
We were talking about this on the last podcast. There's a lot of boaters that are either downsizing to that, or they're just doing both.
I think they want to try. Right. They want to do both. They realize, like, okay, it's right offshore. They see us out there. We're out there every day, so they see kayakers out there every day, and we're hooking up the sailfish and
a lot of them.
A lot of them now. There's an army out there now.
They only
for sure.
see us though if we have like a flag.
Don't get me started there.
That's the only way. That's the only way they see us.
Yeah, don't get me started there.
No.
Where was I there? Yeah, so it's even the boaters now, they want. I don't know if they're downgrading or switching. I think they're always going to be boaters, but they're open to the idea now of kayak fishing.
Right.
And I know a lot of guys that I've taken out who are boaters, and now they've purchased a Hobie and they go out kayak fishing too now. Mm-hmm. So. It's just growing overall,
Yeah, I think it's really good for the sport, and I think what you're doing is great, with your social media as well.
Yeah.
I think when we started, that was the big thing we had to push was the photos and stuff because people, they didn't really compute it in their brains yet. When you were telling them I run an offshore tournament, they're thinking still bass, because that was kind of the beginning. So, with you and in your pictures and your posts and your daily posts, I think your social media aspect is on point as well.
Yeah, we take, that's the one thing I push, picture quality. And that's everything, and, not to knock other charters out there, but like our pictures and what we do with pictures
top notch
and videos, nobody comes near us.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but
it's just fact.
It's fact.
Yeah.
I mean, no other charter is going to run out there and do videos for you and do 50-50 shots and do all these high-res pictures and videos.
Do you offer, when like a client goes out, do you offer like, hey, we'll give you maybe like a small edited version of yourself on a CD, or do you do stuff like that? Or?
So it's all included. The way I look at it is, it's advertising for me, for me to pump out those videos.
Right.
For me to post those pictures. It helps me out, and I know they love it too because they don't get that when they fish on their own. They may get some pictures and stuff like that, but they don't get the editing quality that we do, and they love that. And I think that's why we've grown so much over the years, is just the extra above and beyond stuff that we do, and not just a normal fishing charter, but what you get. Like when you catch a sailfish, like it's great when it's going on, but when it's all said and done, what do you got left? You got pictures and you got a video,
That's
right?
it.
You got to have that. That's a must. So I make sure that I capture all that stuff. So when the trip's over and the sailfish is done, release, they go home. They got that big old picture of the sailfish, 50-50 shot with it, video of it jumping. It's a memory for a lifetime. And we have kids now that are catching sailfish on their own. 10-year-old kids. We got a guy, we had a kid the other week, 10 years old. He had a bait out behind him. Sailfish hits his line, gets tight on it, lands it. The only thing I did was grab it, take the hook out, but he fought it all the way to the boat. 10 years
That's
old.
awesome.
He didn't remember that the rest of his life,
Right.
So we got awesome pictures, awesome video of it. So
and that's another thing. Actually, it's perfect you brought that up, because my next question was going to be, now you guys are doing those summer camps.
Yeah.
And I think that is genius. That was a great idea.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell people like what is that about?
So last year we decided to do this a junior fishing camp. We didn't really know how it was going to go. We just said, all right, we're going to do, the most we're going to take is six kids. And we had 6 kids sign up for it last year, and we did a little bit of everything South Florida has to offer. So we did the peacock bass, did some tarpon fishing, offshore a couple days, and it was a huge hit. And we had 3 of those 6 kids come back. And then we filled, and we thought we were just going to do one more. Like, all right, we'll make an annual thing. We'll just do 1 week each year in the middle of summer. And then we filled that one like probably in December when we first posted it. So I'm like, all right, well, let's add another one. We got time to fill it. And then a couple months went by, and boom, filled that one. It's like, all right, perfect. We had two full. And then we offer them in July, back-to-back weeks. Kids are out of school, perfect vacation time. And we had two straight weeks where we went offshore with them. Also did tarpon fishing. They caught king mackerel offshore. One of the kids hooked a sailfish out there.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's what else we also got nice tuna. One of the kids got tuna, and one of the kids landed an 80-pound tarpon.
Whoa.
So crazy. Yeah, crazy. It took him like 2 hours to land it, but he landed it.
That is great.
That's well, did you guys see it jump at first?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
Jumped,
Because it's one of those fish where like if it doesn't ever jump, like, you're like, dude, is this a shark? Am I fighting a shark?
Yeah, you don't know.
It jumped instantly, and it jumped it probably jumped like a dozen times.
Oh, that's way better catching them when they jump first.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's tarpon and sails are my 2 favorite.
Yeah.
But then we had about, I think we had with those 12 kids, we had 6 of them sign up again for next year, and I haven't even released dates for my camps next summer.
Right.
And I already got people calling, people that were on the wait list. We had 15 kids on the wait list for this past year. It's not like it's not like myself and Eric can take out like 20 kids offshore. We can't do that. So we limit it to about six people. And we're probably gonna do 3 this year. We're gonna advertise 2 and probably do 3.
And what's great about that is not only is are you building a base there, but you're building the future.
Yeah.
You're building something in the sport that we need. We need those younger people to start trickling in. And I've seen it in the tournaments. Mm-hmm. And we have our junior division, and that's $1,000. And
we have a couple of the kids that were in the camp this year that are doing the August event.
Oh, great.
So
the one right around the corner.
The one right around the corner next week.
Speaking of August.
I know.
We got a lot to talk about, my friend. So you fished extreme events before. You've won before. I don't think first place, but you got
Placed a couple times.
Yeah, you placed a couple times. So I know these guys.
Do you ever win in Calcutta?
I don't think I had one in Calcutta.
Fred
Did you
got
win in
really
Calcutta?
lucky, really
Which one
lucky
was
one
that?
year.
Oh yeah,
I think this was in like 1928.
27.
Right. But what was I going to ask you? Oh, so with the tournament coming up, a lot of these guys, they're itching for reports, especially these out-of-towners. We got so many out-of-towners that listen to this show.
Yep.
Can you give us some solid reports without giving too much away?
I might fish it, so I got to hold back a little bit. No,
I
just
knew
kidding.
that. So,
No.
why don't you, what's going on? So,
we fish Boynton Beach, so what's happening in Boynton Beach doesn't necessarily trickle down,
Right.
but there's trends though. And right now a lot of kingfish have moved in, bigger kingfish. We've been catching a lot of like small ones, like 7 and like 10 pounds, you call them rats.
Yeah,
It's kind
the
of
rats.
annoying.
They're annoying.
They're okay, they're just, not what you want to catch. But today we were just out and we probably got, between the two charters that we had, and we got about 160 pounds worth of kingfish, and we probably it was crazy. And some nice ones, like 20, 25 pounders. Good tournament ones. Good
like the
tournament
ones that I won in Calcutta with.
Yeah, I would love like tournament time. Like I'll take 2 25-pound king max and I'll settle with that.
There you go.
All day long.
You got to have your 2 fish.
Yeah, exactly. I'll take
So
those
the
2
kings are solid.
Kings are solid, super solid right now.
All right.
And then we got a nice Wahoo the other week. And I'd be excited to hear that.
What I want to hear.
I love July, August, and September because that is our best chance for Wahoo.
Yeah, those
100%.
moons.
100%.
Ugh.
Like that's when we're gonna get them.
Yeah.
We're seeing a lot of small bonita schools up top.
You know what that means? Big Wahoo on the bottom.
100%, they're eating them. No question. That's why they're here. And also, the blackfin tunas have hung around a little bit longer. The big ones. You always get the footballs through the summer, but we're catching like still jumbos now.
Yeah,
August.
I just saw a picture on Instagram today from Rob Rodriguez.
Yeah,
you got a
big one.
freaking monster, man.
Yeah, and we got 3 big ones last week, and I always remember like kind of July was always kind of like, all right, gonna get towards the end of the jumbos, and then it's just footballs, and then October the big ones come back. But no, they've been here the whole time. Yeah, they've been.
Look at our SummerSlam one. We the whole stage was blackfin tuna.
Yeah.
It was nuts. That was the most blackfin we've ever had.
That was last year's, right?
No, this one.
This one?
Yeah,
This past
it was
year?
all blackfin tunas.
I remember the one that was ridiculous. Like it was probably like
That was a couple years ago. That
it was like
insane.
probably 500 pounds worth of blackfin.
Yeah.
That was the.
They were bigger
2000
that year.
It was
Those are all jumbos.
2016.
You had so many there. That was crazy.
That's when I won
Yeah.
the Calcutta.
See, Calcutta.
Oh God, he can't get over this.
Ricky won that one with 2 big, three
Yeah.
big tunas.
He had
But
three jumbos.
But
Rob
so
had a
now
big
with your
one,
tournament
Bobby
coming
had
up
a big
next week, so now you got, I mean, it's crazy to think, but you got the Wahoo,
Right,
and then you
that's
got,
going to be close to the moon now.
yep, almost exactly on it.
Yeah, on
day
it.
before, I think.
It's one day before the moon.
One day before, I
which
believe.
is
Yeah, you're good. You're good there. And then you still got the tuna around, and then
which
you got
is
the
a wild card.
which is a wild card, and then you got your big kings around. I mean, man.
And that one year we had John Sims catch the 50-pound cobia.
Yeah.
In the part 2.
Yeah. That's a big wild
I mean,
card.
so that's another wild card. That
I never really factor those in, but you're right; those are out there, and you can definitely catch them. So,
Well, you always get that kind of weird fish,
or the African pompano.
Look at this year.
Yeah,
The wild card was the African pompano. That was the X factor
Who
of
would have
that
thought
tournament.
that would have almost won?
Exactly.
Did that win it?
No, he
was
got second.
right?
Yeah, one guy had
That was 30-something.
Yeah, it was like 36. And then the winner, he had a jumbo and another blackfin, nice blackfin. So those blackfins, man,
That's all meat.
yeah,
That thing
they're
is
weight.
thick.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why it's exciting. I think you guys should be excited that these guys are still getting the jumbos because
Yeah, heck yeah.
if you get a nice, let's say 15 to 20 pound king and you can wash it down with like a 20 to 30 pound blackfin tuna, I mean, you're gonna be on stage.
Yeah.
That's a solid.
If you can get yourself a couple kings, even if they're in the teens, but then if you can weigh a third fish, whoo, that's
my
gonna
God.
push you above it. Usually it's always 2 fish.
Yeah.
Usually. I think Rob had that one good year where he got the Wahoo and I think he had 2 kings or something.
Yeah, so he won part 2 with like a 30-something pound Wahoo and a 30-something pound king.
But I think he had another king, didn't he?
No, not that one. No.
Not that one?
No, and then in part 1, he broke the blackfin tuna record. He caught a 30-plus pound
that's right.
blackfin tuna.
Yeah.
But he had a good year that year. But the trend for part 2 is that one always has way higher weight than part 1, knock on wood, but it's also got bigger fish.
Yeah.
So with part 2, Like, I mean, John McCroy, I mean, that was unbelievable with the 71-pound Wahoo. But in second, you had a guy with a 59-pound Wahoo. I mean, it was just, these are single fish. They didn't get another fish.
You put that weigh-in against a lot of boat tournaments.
Any weigh-in.
I mean, that would be epic for like the boat tournament, 71-pound Wahoo with a 59-pound.
Right.
Then you get another 40-something?
We had a 48.
Then you had like five. You had like 5 good ones weighed.
From Eugene. He had a 48 from freaking Texas.
That's
then
insane.
we had a 36 from Leonardo.
The one thing about Hillsborough Inlet is in August, there's some giant dinosaurs that go through there.
Oh, yeah. They're the breeders. We opened one up and it was full of marrow. So they're coming through. They're breeding. They're eating. We found whole blackfin tunas in their stomachs.
If they're that big, they're eating blackfin tuna.
Monster, man.
Yep.
Just monsters. So, listen, you guys got a great opportunity. It's right before the full moon, which is exactly where we want to be.
Yep.
So it's really up to you guys, man. I mean, they're there. They're gonna be there, and
it's gonna be a good weigh-in.
Yeah, but, I think it will be.
Hopefully, weather's good. And
just gotta knock on wood.
And the current chills out a little bit, and we haven't had crazy current this year.
Really?
Haven't had any days recently where it's been just straight ripping. A slight north current, which is good, which is what you want.
That's perfect.
So,
Been weedy. Been a bit weedy though.
Past couple weeks have been weedy.
Weedy.
It cleared out.
Like
You never know when that's going to happen. So
weedy like your face.
You're a weirdo, Fred.
Yeah.
You never know when those weeds are going to move in.
No, man.
I gotta ask.
We went to the pool.
You look tan, but you have those circle things, I think.
And I even took my glasses off. Wow. It was like overcast yesterday, and Maggie's like, I want to go to the pool. So we went over to my buddy's pool. He lives like right by the pier.
Yeah.
And dude, I was like, I gotta go. I'm overheating. It wasn't even like sunny, right?
Wasn't it cloudy all day?
2 hours I was out there, dude. I got lobsterized. Yeah.
Freddie, don't do this to me, all
Watch
right?
that Florida sun.
I know.
Yeah, that's not the
So, Matt, what tips can you get these guys, that are coming from out of town or someone new or even a young guy that's fishing this tournament? What could you tell them to maybe give them an edge or, push them in the right direction if you're going to compete in this tournament?
Yeah, obviously make sure your bait's top notch. That's number one. Make sure you got plenty of bait, plenty of live bait, goggle eyes, blue runners.
Right.
I'd stay away from the pilchards because there are a lot of bonitas around, and you're just going to catch a ton of bonita on a pilchards or thread fins.
Right.
The big bonita do still eat gogs. They do stay away from the blue runners though, for the most part. But I still think if you got a bunch of gogs with you, that's number one. 2, obviously run your stinger rig with it.
That is so important.
Your standard Florida Kingfish stinger rig.
Yep.
You can do it with you can have your stinger with a treble, stinger with a J. I use a J hook. I use 2 Js.
What's great about Aces is they actually make the rigs already set up in the little baggies.
Yeah.
And I used to use those all the time before I went out.
I would trust getting them through them instead of getting them through like a. I wouldn't. There's a lot of like if you go to like Bass Pro and get your stinger,
don't even waste your time.
There's my tip number 1. Do not buy those
the Kingfish rig.
Yeah, those Kingfish rigs from there. Buy them from your local tackle shop. If you're not comfortable making them, buy them then. Buy them from someone who knows how to make them. Your local tackle shop's here. So like you said, Aces, do that. Spend the extra money. Make sure your rigs are right. That's the biggest thing. You're coming from out of town. You're spending the money to be here. Spend a little extra time making sure your rigs are set. And that's really all you need.
It's your lifeline.
And then also just realize that you're going to need as many or more rigs as you're going to have bait.
Exactly.
Because if you get hit on that rig,
that's done.
It's done.
Plan on being
they're
one
not
and
usable
done.
again.
Exactly. Don't even try it. If it's all kinked and looks crappy.
You might get lucky and be able to use it one more time depending on the hit, but usually it's one and done.
Yeah.
That's a one and done type rig.
Yeah, if you're thinking you can go get a half a dozen, rigs and 15 pilchards and gogs, like it ain't gonna work.
Yeah,
I'd
make sure I'd have all gogs, between 8 to a dozen. Make sure your live well can hold that. And then make sure you got the amount of rigs to match it, 8 to 12 rigs ready to go. Cool.
Yeah, I also say always don't try something new,
Yeah,
and that goes for even stuff like supplements, right? Like if you take a weird vitamin that you think, oh man, it's going to help me, or if you take caffeine that morning that you normally don't take, don't experiment with anything new at all.
Right.
If you don't normally do it on a regular fishing day, don't try it out in the tournament.
Yeah, and keep it simple. Really, all you got to do is live bait behind you. That's it.
That's the thing. I always tell people less is more when you're offshore. You don't need to load up on all this crap.
It is a lot of crap out there. You watch people dragging that stuff down. It's comical of what people bring down.
You don't need all that stuff. Now listen, it's great, and you know what? If you want to buy it, buy it. It's great for the sport. If you want want to spend the money on extra stuff, that's awesome. I'm not bashing it. I'm just saying, don't let all that extra stuff stress you out and get you all tangled and all over the place when you're out there. You want room. You want to be able to turn back and forth. You want to just be free, and just be fresh, ready to go, open mind, clear your head.
Are you ready for that hit? I mean, you don't know if you're going to have that 50, 60-pound Wahoo hit
you got
your
one
live
shot.
bait. You give your one
that
shot. Could be it. One hit, one fish. That could be enough. You don't need to be. You don't need to try to weigh 5 fish.
Exactly.
You don't need all. Just keep it simple. A lot of thing on our charters is people don't realize how simple a setup we have. I got a live bait rod for you.
Right.
I got one rod for you, and it's got a bait on it.
Easy.
That's it.
There you go.
That's it.
There you go. Go fish.
Exactly. That's all you need. You don't need to be throwing any artificials, or you can be jigging. Vertical jigging's fine. But
what would you say about the vertical jigging?
So that'd be the only other thing I do if you are comfortable doing that. Again, I've seen especially on my charters, I've seen so many people lose quality fish because they're jigging and their live bait gets hit. So you got to be ready. You got to be ready for that live bait hit at all times when you're jigging.
I agree.
And also, people neglect their live bait line when they're jigging. They drift back over it. They create a big belly in their line. Then they reel up their bait and they got no rig. Well, you just had a huge belly in your line, and a kingfish came up, and you got that big old belly in your line, and he ran right through it and nicked you off on your main line.
Yep.
So, and that's the other thing. People think I'll have 2 lines out, double my chances, but it also hurts you a lot too.
Right.
So if you're new to it, new to offshore fishing, one rod.
Yeah.
One
be
live bait.
comfortable. If you're
Focus
not
on
comfortable with adding all that other stuff, don't do it.
If you're a local and you do it all the time, fine.
Oh, yeah, they're going to do it.
By all means.
But if you're new and you're coming from out of town and you're kind of a little iffy on what to do, keep it simple. I mean, my biggest Wahoos were caught with, you guys know me.
We've seen your video.
I go out with
5-gallon bucket,
one rod, a
maybe 2
Starbucks
baits in there.
coffee,
Yep.
and that's it. I bring like 3 gogs,
Yep.
and I've caught some of the biggest fish in my life right out front where you guys are going to fish. So, don't be fooled by like looking at other kayaks going, oh my God, how am I going to compete with this guy? Which people do.
Sure.
And don't get intimidated by that because you can just go out there with one rod and kill it because it's happened before.
Absolutely.
So I'm telling you, I think, especially in this tournament, because this tournament to me is kind of like, I feel like it's always a little less fish than part 1, but it's the bigger fish. Mm-hmm. It's the big ones, So like when you get a hit in this tournament, you got like a 50 to 60% chance right before a full moon. Yeah. And you get that hit.
They're here. So someone's going to get the hit.
Someone's going to get the hit.
There's too many lines out there, and somebody's going to get the hit.
You're going to get the opportunity to get a Wahoo. Yeah. I guarantee you. Someone, it could be 10 people will have a shot.
Can you put that in writing?
I'll take a dab. Have a shot. I mean, how many are going to be weighed?
He just guaranteed me a fish. If I don't catch it, I'm going to get a refund.
No, don't.
It's definitely going to be. I'd be confident saying that there's going to be at least.
So that's prediction times.
I would say you're going to have. I say prediction-wise, you're going to have 2 or. I would say you're going to have 2 on stage.
Does that include mine or no?
So you're
and that on top of mine?
Definitely not yours. Yours will be shark.
Yours will be still swimming out there.
Fred will get the biggest Wahoo of his life, and then right as he gets in the boat, it'll be a head.
No.
There are a lot of sharks out there
Even worse, it'll be like a nick, like maybe this big.
It won't count.
And it won't count.
Oh, you're right. It'll just be like a little tiny like splinter in it.
What's that?
Sorry,
it'd
Fred.
be impressive if it was like half of the thing gone.
It's mutilated.
Yeah, but if like a quarter of its like pec fin is missing, you'd be like, dude, that just doesn't count, bro.
Yeah, actually the Wahoo we got the other week, it had like
a nick.
Yeah, it was like half his tail was like kind of missing.
Really?
But like it kind of like grew over, so it was like when he was like
old.
Yeah, it was an old injury, but just missing part of his tail.
All right, so predictions. Matt, you first. First question.
How much weight?
We're gonna go out of towner, local. Who's gonna win it?
Local.
Really?
Yeah, I think a local's gonna win it.
Okay. Who's gonna win the series? Out of towner or local?
Ooh, who won?
Now, have you seen the weights? We're gonna pull it up right now.
I know the weights, but I don't know if they're out of town or if they're.
Here we go. Hold on. Series ring.
So flip second.
So here we go. We got we got Greg Nolan in first so far, and he's from Naples. So would we consider that out of towner?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
okay,
so I would say local's got to be on this coast.
So at least on the East Coast, right? Like,
right.
Completely different fishery.
So you got Brian right behind him at 36.8.
Yeah.
He's a local.
Local. Austin's local.
Austin's up there, which we keep forgetting about.
I forgot. I didn't even know he fished it.
Yeah. You got John McCroy's even up there.
What did he catch? He got 33 pound. What did he catch?
Austin got a blackfin and a king. I'm pretty sure.
king.
Yeah. I know we got a blackfin. Even Pam's up there. Look at that. 23-1.
Pam.
So it's a good mix right here, but an out-of-towner right now is in first.
But see, that can mean this whole thing here can mean nothing
change
if these people don't catch. Nothing guarantees those people catching again.
Exactly.
So yeah, I'm gonna say still local though.
Okay, so you're gonna say local.
I'm gonna say local and nobody that is on your top 22.
Really?
Yep.
So a new local,
Yep.
like someone who didn't catch anything
Yep.
last time.
So that means if you're predicting that, then you're predicting someone gets a
couple
monster
big
fish.
Yeah, a couple big
I think
fish.
2 big fish. I think
Wahoo?
I think a wahoo, and then someone's gonna get another
King?
like 25, 30 pound king or something.
Okay. I like that. That's a
think.
solid
Not
prediction.
knocking anybody on these lists. Is my
And
prediction.
you're thinking 2 Wahoo will be landed.
I think 2 total, not by the same person obviously, but I think 2 or 3 will be landed.
Okay.
There's just too many lines out there. So it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
And if you look at the
playing odds.
statistics from the last 4, we've grown actually in weight and numbers in Wahoo.
I mean, if you
which is
have,
crazy.
I'm probably predicting you're going to have 100 anglers out there, right?
Right. We'll have 100, a little
get
over 100.
Over 100 lines out there in front of Hillsborough Inlet.
Yeah, that's
You're
insane.
Yeah,
Because they're just swimming right through.
Yeah,
you
they're
know?
there.
Freddie, predictions?
I predict pain.
That's great. I'm going to go to my prediction. Freddie will lose.
What are the odds of Freddie winning, though?
All right, odds of Freddie winning.
Shitty.
Well, you guys on YouTube are fans. Let's. You guys could put a percentage down in the comments below on Freddie's odds of winning anything.
What are the Vegas odds going
I don't
off
think
at?
that's how odds work, buddy.
Well, I don't care.
If you bet $1, how much are you gonna get off that $1? I would say it's worth
Dude, gotta be a bunch.
$45. I say 45 to 1.
To 1.
45 to 1. That's a solid, fairly moderate.
Not so. Actually, I think he'll get the hits.
You think Freddie will get a hit?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
No, that's
absolutely.
not my problem. It's not catching the fish isn't the problem.
I
It's
think
getting
something's
the
gonna
hits.
happen around the gaffing situation.
Yeah, Freddie will get the hit. He'll just like go crazy or be on his phone, doing a Facebook Live thing like he always does out there, and then he'll lose it. So so prediction with Freddie, me and you agree.
45 to 1.
Gotcha. 45 to 1. We agree there.
These are my friends, people.
So Freddie, out of towner or local?
I'm gonna pick a out of towner.
Really?
Well, I'm not present company excluded.
Correct.
Correct. I have all the chops to win this.
So you're gonna say out of towner?
I'll say out of towner.
Fish?
Someone from Florida, but like out of town.
Okay. And top 2 fish, what species?
I'm gonna go with a holdover blackfin.
Really?
Yeah, that's the biggest fish.
Okay. The biggest fish? Mm-hmm. In the tournament?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's got to be a pretty big blackfin.
Like 30 pounds.
Okay, so you don't think a fish over 30 pounds will be weighed in this tournament?
There'll be a bunch of kings over 30 weighed in.
I agree.
I gotta guess something, dude.
That's a pretty terrible guess, Freddie.
What am I gonna guess?
If your guessing is like you're fishing, then you got a problem.
I'll guess everything you guys guess.
Perfect. That's what I want to hear.
Wahoo and a kingfish.
Well, I'm going to say,
because if I guess it
mine is
right,
going to be out of the park. You ready?
No.
Are you ready?
But
I think someone is going to get. Now we are going to have a couple wahoos, like you said. But my wild card prediction is somebody's going to get a 50+ pound cobia over the deep Rex.
Really?
I don't know why. I have a feeling.
You haven't weighed one in a while, right?
Yeah, we haven't weighed one in
2 years.
2 years.
After this podcast, though, no one's gonna beat on the deep Rex. Because both of you have said, just go soak a bait right in front of the inlet.
There'll be people over the deep Rex.
Well, you got to space out too. So it's like, you can only. That's the other thing. You got to space out there. There's so many people out there.
Agreed.
So many lines. So you might have to be over a wreck and jig a wreck just because there's the only spot to fish maybe. Who knows? There's just, and you got the boaters out there that you got to watch too. There's still charter boats running out there and doing their jobs out there. So it's crowded. Definitely crowded. But
yeah, it's going to be crowded.
It's crowded.
Definitely.
But,
head on a swivel, boys.
Yeah. Well, it's
just pay attention. Be
it's
safe.
Anybody. You have a line in the water. Anyone can get hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we got 2 help outs out there from our sponsors, Sundance Marine. So we got the boats out there.
Yeah.
You guys are being watched. We're there. So just focus on fishing, land the fish, because that
it's
one
not a
hit,
safety thing. I mean, they know there's a tournament going on. The boats
Exactly.
know. It's just a matter of spreading out your baits, not tangling with everybody either.
Right.
That's the most important thing.
And it's happened a lot out there with these guys. I hear horror stories out there.
Dude,
people don't know how much line people have out. People are new to this type of fishing. And
stay really far away.
Yeah.
If you've never done this, like, just stay really far away, especially from
it's easier said than done when you get 100 people out front. So you try your best.
Yeah.
Little tip though, drop a deep bait.
Yeah. He kind of whispered that. Did you see that?
Yeah.
all the way to the bottom.
It was almost like a whisper. Drop a deep bait.
Yep. That's what I'll be doing.
So is that? Oh
yeah, got to.
Wait, are you coming out of retirement? Are you
I'm
getting on this
fishing.
podcast right now?
Like I said, there's a good chance I'm going to fish it because.
No, what we need is more customers for the kayak rentals, and then he won't fish it, and I won't have to worry about him.
Marlon Matt
Might be making a comeback.
So
It's been a couple years since I fished it.
So real quick, because I always call you Marlon Matt. I've always called you that, and I have people that actually ask me, like, why do you keep calling him Marlon Matt? So real quick, because we have another guest calling in a few, but because we're talking about ghosts and EVPs.
Hurry up.
But give people a little insight on why I call you Marlon Matt, because that
Real quick, can you yell in the microphone again?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
I could talk like Fred too.
Yeah, it's getting a while now. It used to be like, oh, last year this happened. Now it's like 4 years ago this happened.
Shit.
But yeah, your first
Bahamas.
But yeah, the very first Bahamas tournament. There's 25, 30 people over there.
Yep.
For a small event. No one knew what to really expect. It was
brand
new. Nobody knew what we were going to catch. Had an idea, but not really. And caught a couple nice tuna first day, and second day, go drop my deep bait as a deep bait right over the ledge there.
Unbelievable.
You know, they were like, how deep were you? I'm like, I don't know. My fish finder wasn't working, so a couple thousand feet. Who knows?
And then you had Joe Kratz hook up before you.
Oh yeah, so that's
with a white marlin.
Yeah, so I was kind of following Kratz around. There was somebody else with him, and I was like, he goes and hooks up to his marlin, and like, I kind of keep going, and I'm like, man, maybe I should just turn around and kind of go back. If there was one there, there just might have been more. I keep going. I'm like, turn around, man, turn around. Something like told me, turn around. So I get my baits up, turn back around. I start going towards Joe, and like, I don't know, he's probably like 100 yards in front of me while he's fighting his white marlin. And then my deep bait, my downrigger goes off.
Right.
And I mean, it's just like a run like you would never even, like, I can't describe the run. It was just
And what was your gear?
It was not suitable for that. It was a 6,500 spin fisher with like 50 pound braid on it. Like, I thought we were just catching kings over there, kings and tuna. I had no idea that we were gonna hook in the marlin. And I fought it for an hour, and I'm thinking like I got either a huge wahoo on or yellowfin tuna. Like, it's just digging, like it's running so hard, like nothing I ever hooked before. And then all of a sudden my line starts rising and rising and rising and rising. And in front of Joe Bait, this big old blue marlin just comes out of the water, and then I see Joe grab his pitch rod and he's pitching a gag at my marlin.
What the heck?
And I'm 300 yards away just screaming. You know,
because he didn't know you were hooked up.
I was so far away. I was literally 300 yards away. Like, this marlin's so far out there.
That's
and
crazy.
I had like 450 yards of line, and Joe, I'm like, then I get on the radio, and he like reels his bait up real quick. I'm like, if he would have hooked my line,
oh my
I would have
God,
went over and throttled him.
You would have killed him.
But
when I followed Kratz, I caught 7 barracuda. He caught all those. He won the tournament right in my face. Like, literally,
Kratz
we were
is
together.
a lucky fisherman.
We were together the whole time. I followed him around the whole time. We were just right beside each other.
11-hour fight, blue marlin.
That's crazy,
memory for a lifetime for sure.
Yeah, that was
for sure.
That was definitely unbelievable, and I'll never forget that.
Yeah,
we'll never forget when you came back and it was like a victory thing.
Yeah,
and,
it's crazy.
You know, the cool thing was Matt didn't win the tournament; he actually got disqualified.
Nobody knows who won.
And when he came,
Nobody even remembers who won.
When you remember that tournament, you remember the two Marlin.
Yep.
You remember Joe Kratz's Marlin,
100%.
and you remember Marlon Matt's Marlin.
Yeah,
so you will always
man.
be Marlon Matt. That was unbelievable and awesome.
That was cool.